Singh, Health Minister of Chhattisgarh. Mr. Singh, welcome on India First. Sir, in April 2010, 75 CRPF personnel were massacred by red terrorists. In May 2013, in one of the deadliest Maoist attacks, prominent state Congress leaders and several others were killed. A decade later, in 2023, Maoists continue to strike at will at a place and time of their choosing. Where is the problem, sir?
For one, I think, thank you for having me share time with you on the show, and condolences to the Braveheart families. We, from the bottom of our hearts, we wish that those souls rest in peace. It is these Bravehearts because of whom we are able to live in relative safety and peace. They are tough, very tough regions. And we are not done with the Naxal menace. Last, when I was in Jagdalpur, I was speaking to senior local police officers there, and they briefed me that a lot of progress has been made, but roughly a patch of, let us say, 40 by 100 kilometers, there they still seem to be present. And there was an operation early morning when these vehicles, 7-8 vehicles I believe, were returning by the tar road. They have these horizontal drills these days, and they are used for much better purposes, but they get to the hands of such Naxalites and other terrorist organizations too. And they were able to plant an IED there. And there was this blast, and we lost, there was a civilian camouflage vehicle. I believe the blast was at around 12:45, and we've lost 10 people from the force. The 11th was the civilian driver. So there have been casualties, though after some time, but it's a sad day again today.
Sir, but were our men lured into a trap? Was there a bait, the presence of Maoists? And through the night, these operations continued. In the morning, while returning in vehicles, these men were targeted. Sir, were standard operating procedures not followed? Because this is, as you would know better, the tactical counter-offensive campaign season for the Maoists. The threat was there, and yet our men fell to the threat.
They were on the main road. They were on the tarred roads. It was not an ambush as such. These are the situations which our forces have to deal with, where very surreptitiously they are able to plant these IEDs even below tarred roads, blacktop roads, and it is very difficult to locate them. You could say, and not wrongly, that all these roads probably need to be screened and scanned by anti-mine vehicles, etc. So that one will probably have to concede. But that apart, there was this group of people returning from this early morning skirmish encounter that had taken place. This is 45 kilometers south of the district headquarters, Dantewada, and I can only say that they did not anticipate it. They did not anticipate it, and this blast did take place.
Mr. Deo, there has been much talk about drones, unmanned aerial vehicles to scan from the skies, and of course mine-protected vehicles for our men to move. Are security forces still, decades after combating red terror, are they still very inadequately equipped to fight this red terror, sir?
With this incident that has taken place, we certainly must admit, to have better conditions, that more needs to be done constantly. You take a step, they would try to take a step further ahead, and in this struggle, continuing struggle, where the forces are certainly gaining ground, they have gained a lot of ground. Bastar isn't quite what it used to be, let us say, 15-20 years back. I can certainly say that. Yet there are people there. The Naxalites, they are present in those dense, unpopulated jungles, and under cover of night, under cover of the absence of 24/7 patrolling, they are able to plant these IEDs, and we've lost 10 and plus one civilian driver. We have lost 11 people. there's probably no end really till they are completely removed, where something or the other may not happen. This is an unfortunate thing, and if there is anything more that could have been done, I am sure the security concerned people would be looking into it and making sure that if there is a lapse, it doesn't happen. What more could be done?
Okay.
Surveillance, drones, etc. They would be able to see movement of people, but this IED is planted on roads. Probably many more mine detecting vehicles or implements probably needs to be used.
Because is there also need for better multi-state coordination for better anti-Maoist operations? Multiple states should mount joint operations and ensure that these red terrorists do not slip from one state to the other. Is the center-state cooperation and coordination effective, sir? Is multi-state cooperation effective, or is that wanting?
I haven't heard of any lack of coordination between the center and the state for quite some time. I haven't frankly heard about that. And Amit Shah ji was in Bastar area recently. These reviews keep taking place. People from the center, professionals also keep coming, and reviews are constantly taking place. More forces are being deployed. When Chhattisgarh was formed, maybe 5 odd battalions were there. Today probably 60 plus, I don't know the exact number, but 60 plus battalions would be there. So attempts have not been made, would be untrue to say. More needs to be done always till they are removed from the ground. That is a truism. And we need to be constantly prepared for the worst. That is also true. And it is difficult. I can tell you it is extremely difficult when cowardly attacks like these are taken. It's not a one-to-one, amne-samne, you know, face-to-face you have a confrontation. So there it's a different sort of a thing. Here you are hiding at the night, you're doing surreptitious activities. Today the mining vehicle has gone and seen everything is clear. Tomorrow you plant something. So
sir, but their attacks, while the numbers have gone down, but you know, high visibility attacks, whether it's on political leaders, whether it's on security forces, they continue to take place. In the Dandakaranya forest, red terrorists have their training camps, their recruitment camps, their logistics camps, and these months, April, May, June, they are the main months where they're training, recruiting and carrying out past attacks, sir. So is this where the state is lacking? I mean, look at all the past attacks. They've taken place either in March, April, May or June. These are the months where they actually operate, sir.
Yes, very true. This is also the season where BD leaves are collected, Tendu leaves are collected, and this is also a time when Naxalite activities surface and they sort of get in touch with these contractors and do whatever they do. You can understand, I'm not saying things in absolute black and white. And before the rain set in, they do try to make their presence felt. That is true. But knowing this, the state government or the paramilitary forces which are there, they are alert, they are aware of that. After all, it is their lives which are at stake.
Yes.
We are further removed, we are in relative much greater safety. It is those brave hearts who are there on the ground, and it is their lives which are to be lost. And we may talk about it, but they live it day in and day out. So I cannot see them not wanting to be prepared, or I have not heard of anything that this should be done and this hasn't been done. Though technology is ripening and increasing day by day, so more needs to be done always. I will not say that everything is done and nothing more needs to be done.
Okay.
These sort of surreptitious, cowardly attacks, they surface once in a while and they make their presence, and then they disappear again.
Okay, and this is, you know, Mr. T.S. Singh for joining me here on India First. Many thanks. What you did not say in as many words was the fact that this is where Maoists come and collect money. They make money around this time, and this is the time perhaps, you know, any hunter, when the lion or the tiger comes to drink water, that's the best time to hunt them down, sir. But of course, security forces know that better. For joining me here, many thanks.